What is going on, guys? Welcome back to CEOCAST. I'm your host, Raheem, and today I'm joined with Nathan Hector.
Yes.
If you guys don't already know who he is, if you're living under a rock, Nathan, let's tell him who you are.
My name's Nathan Hector. I'm from East London. I'm an actor, host, and somewhat of a personality.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Can't remember. So what's the first thing you started on then? Seeing as you said actor, host.
So I started as a runner, man. I was in college. I went to Chicken Shed Theatre in North London.
Yeah.
I started off as a runner. Whilst I was there, I started promoting in like different nightclubs in London. So we're talking about clubs like Stanza, Penthouse, Bar Rumba.
Yeah.
That was my little side hustle whilst I was in college.
Yeah, sick.
And obviously I was also an assistant and basically an intern on a lot of short films and different movie sets. And then when I stopped wanting to be a runner, I went on to do background artist work, which is what they call extra work.
Yeah.
I was in extra in things like Shank, 4321. I done a couple of done a lot of extra work.
Am I correct in saying that extras are basically the on screen, but they don't
in the background? They don't have no lines.
Okay, so it's like the people walking around Albert Square in
Yeah.
EastEnders.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
I had a couple of bits in EastEnders. I done a couple of bits in Waterloo Road, which was cool.
Yeah.
And then I went on to, this is all before social media, by the way. Social media wasn't a thing.
So how old are you at this point?
I was about 16, 17.
And then are you happy to say how old you are right now?
Yeah, 27.
27, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Okay, so this is about 10 years ago then.
Yeah.
Sick.
I'm a decade in, man.
Yeah.
Still nowhere near where I want to be, but you know, it's a marathon.
You got to start somewhere and obviously take it slowly.
Yeah, man. And then obviously I had Facebook and stuff, and then the whole Twitter, Instagram thing started going off at like when I was like 19, 20.
Yeah.
Went from being an extra to primarily an online actor. You know, I took it upon myself to start networking. Started putting out like my profile, my face out on a website called starnow.com, which was basically my CV and how I got a lot of extra roles, and my network kind of allowed me to navigate and do different short films, you know.
And from doing that, do you think like it helped you get a lot of work?
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm known for like loads of different little short films. I was like in the first urban web series online, which was called No ID.
Yeah.
Back when we used to call the party Shubs. Funky House was popping. This was like 2010, 2011, 2012, you know.
Yeah,
so
sick.
Away from doing No ID, which was what I was most popular for.
Yeah.
I done a load of short films. I done films like Illegal Activity, YOLO Therapy, Melody. My biggest one being 50 Shades of Tanisha, which was a Twitter story.
Yeah.
That was told by a friend of mine called Alex, and I reached out to him. His name at the time was Mo Visuals. I reached out at the time and said, bro, look, man, we should make this into a short film.
Yeah, 100.
And he was game. And my two co-stars one of them was One Asen, who's a huge rap superstar.
Yeah, everyone knows who he is.
And the other one was Jessica Plummer, who is currently in EastEnders, you know? So to work with those people at the early stages of their career was great, you know? And I guess 50 Shades of Tanisha is like probably that, and the web series No ID are probably like my two most things I'm known for online. And then the work's kind of just never stops, you know. And then
I think you missed out too the films that
and then it's the Intent 1, Intent 2, the Weekend movie, and
sick.
these are just things that I've accumulated just from having great relationships and just having a good network, you know. I think people really underestimate this thing of networking, you know, and I think it's important that you network.
100%. I think that's what you have to do regardless of what field you're in.
Yeah.
But yeah, that brings me on to say, you in this time right now, what are you most proud of, and what do you love to do on like a daily basis? Like what would you consider yourself now if you have to put a label on yourself?
Bro, I'm an entertainer, man.
Yeah.
I'm an entertainer, bro. I'm like, the thing I'm most proud of is just that I've been able to stay passionate for this long. Yeah, there's been bumps and I've made mistakes and I probably pissed off a couple of people, but primarily I've stayed me and I've stayed true to myself and haven't switched sides and haven't switched up on anyone.
Yeah.
Of course, there's always going to be people in your life and your personal life and even some of your peers at times that think you might have switched up or you've changed, but you're you.
Yeah.
And I'm me, man. You know?
I think people start to think that you're switching up, especially when they see success.
Yeah, man. But
see a different sort of side.
Yeah. And this is it. I mean, I think that's what I'm most proud of. The fact that I've been able to keep myself going for this long, and not like there's been times of big headness and gas and maybe arrogance from me, and I've really had to address myself and question myself and, bro, why did you move like that? Or why did you deal with that person like that? And maybe that wasn't cool, you know, but bro, I'm 27. I'm a kid from East London. I'm just trying to do my little thing and just prosper, you know, and you're going to make mistakes along the way. It's as simple as that. And if you don't make mistakes, then you're never going to learn. And I've just learned a lot over the last 10 years of being in this thing we're in, and the way to move and how to handle your business. And I've learned a lot of stuff pretty late, but it's better late than never.
Have you enjoyed the years going by as well as learning?
Yeah, man. Some years have been harder than others because we also all have personal lives, and your personal life can affect your work life, and that's just the way it is, you know. I think we're all human and we all make mistakes, and I've made a shitload of mistakes, and again, I don't regret none of them because I've learned. That's the L for me, just learning. I don't take losses.
Yeah. So we'll cover your early life and stuff we'll get to that in a bit. But what you said in the beginning, host. So for those who don't understand, what do you mean by host?
So if you go to a concert, a headline show or a tour, and you see a DJ, usually that DJ is talking on the mic, or he's got someone talking on the mic and keeping the crowd entertained before the headline act comes out. I'm that guy. I'm a hype man, live MC host.
Do you know what's mad? I was watching one of the videos that you're on today. You know how I was showing you the videos.
Yeah.
And you said something which was like, this guy's a game changer. Now I want to ask you if you consider it like that. You said normally DJs bring out hosts.
Yeah.
But you'd say you're a host bringing out DJs for the host.
Yeah. I mean, and this is it, man. Shout out my brother Nero, the DJ, you know. We really, me and him both really have made an impact on this whole thing, you know. This the way host and DJs host move, you know, like. And shout out Mr. I Am Next and Jamal Beats, because they're another duo or another pair of a great host and a great DJ that when they come together, it's madness.
Yeah, it's like having a duo artist, basically.
Yeah, man. And it's like, before me and Sesh came around, and Nero and Jamo came around, I didn't see anyone else doing what us guys have done. Yeah, you know, and I'm not trying to discredit anyone else and like take anything away from anyone else or what anyone else has worked hard for, but I'm just saying what I'm seeing in front of my eyes.
Yeah, no, because like, even though you say that, you've done some massive events.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and look,
what sort of events? I've
done tours with D Block. I've toured with Chip. I've worked with Post Malone. I'm Just Bait. Shout out Ants and T. There's just so much, man. There's just so much I've experienced, man. I went to Toronto in 2018 for the first time in years to host a headline show for my friend Johnny Yukon. Bro, there's just so much. We're about to tour with LIL DURK. There's just a lot that I've done. I've sold out my own headline show as a host. Again, no one's done it.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you, bro. And I just think, like, to do this thing, anything, even, especially in the entertainment creative field, you need to have a disgusting level of confidence and believe in yourself. And some people might mistake it as arrogance, but, you know, only you know you and they know them. Yeah,
so obviously you've done these big events, and to people from the outside, you've done a lot. Yeah, you've worked a lot. You've worked so hard and you've come quite far. Yeah. Now, to your eyes, how would you say you stand in terms of where you see yourself now and where you want to be?
It needs to extend beyond hosting.
Is where you are right now like happy with where you are?
No.
So where would you?
I'm happy with the things I have achieved.
Yeah.
But I'm not happy where I'm at, and I don't think you can ever be happy. And I think that's what keeps us guys going. That's what keeps you going. You got this fire in your belly. You act like you haven't, or you have to at least work like you haven't achieved anything. Yeah. And that's what makes me continue to graft like I've done nothing, you know. And I think that I've done like loads of tours and loads of shows up and down the country. I've been to Sweden, I've been to Toronto, I've been in the rooms with the biggest artists in the country. That's great. But
I mean, look, you just said you're going on tour with LIL DURK next week.
Amazing, but it's still not enough.
Yeah.
Like, simple, and that's what keeps me going.
You gotta have a
it's
goal.
Not enough, and I don't know when it's gonna be enough. But when it's enough, then I'll guess I'll know. But it's.
And what would you say? Because a lot of people would say right now, like, let's just say people are your age, for example. I'm not saying you're old or anything like that. Yeah? But what I'm trying to say is they'll get to, like, even people at my age, they'll get to a certain age and think, oh, like, I'm too old to do any of this now. I ain't gonna pop off or anything like that. What would you say to them sort of people?
What, older or younger?
Whatever the age, whatever.
Bro, just keep going, man. Like, there's no rules to this stuff. Society makes you feel like, if you don't have it all together by 27 or 28 or 25 or 22 or 21, that you're nothing, or you should feel like you're less. And it's just like, no one has it figured out. People that are rich or whatever, or just well off, don't even have it figured out. 100%. You know what I mean? And it's like, once you reach a certain level in your life, whether it's financially or mentally, you have to work super hard to maintain that, you know? And that's what a lot of people fail to realize, is that once you get to a certain level in your career, you have to work twice as hard to maintain it. It's not, I'm here now I can just chill out. No. You got to keep going, and you got to maintain that level of success and kind of get to the next level and beat the level you was on before. And that's the hardest thing, you know? And I just feel like, look, man, Jay-Z was considered too old when he was 26 and releasing his first album. He's now 39 and he's the youngest black hip-hop billionaire in the world.
That's mad.
Morgan Freeman didn't get his breakthrough till he was 50, 55. And it's like society wasn't against those guys how they're against us guys now.
Okay, yeah.
So we're now living in a time where, 26 is too old to do this, and 30 is too old. No, it's not. It's never too late. It's never too fucking late.
I can't stress that to enough people as well, because a lot of people I know, they're just like, nah, like, bro, we're too old to do this stuff. No one's ever too old. Like, as Tris said the other day, like, he could be 30 years old thinking there's so many new plans and all that stuff. Shout out to Tris, because he brought us all together and all that stuff. He's a mad geezer. But let's talk about your early life now, because we've basically done an introduction for everyone to know who you are, How did this all come about? Like, when's the first time you can remember doing this sort of thing and thinking this is something I really want to do in the future?
Acting or hosting?
Everything. So the first thing. So what did you start with? You said you started with.
You know what? I was always an excited kid. I was a class clown. I've always just been excited and an outgoing kid. Like the way I am and the mad naif that everyone knows, I've always been like this. It's not a secret. It's not like this thing that I just put on. Me being excited and just being cool and just showing love. I've been like that since a child, and I can only thank my mum and my nan for that. You know. And
was it just you?
I just come from a very loving family. If you've been around me or my family, you will just know that. You know, and I think like your upbringing and the way you was raised and your family life, it has an effect on your adult life, and mine's positive and negative like anyone else.
I just want to ask you something for what you just said. You know how you literally just mentioned it was your mum and your nan who brought you up. Was your dad not around at all?
Not as much as I'd like. No. And that's also had an effect on me.
So I was just going to ask you, like, how do you think not having your dad around has affected your upbringing?
I think just not wanting to, like, when I have kids, I don't want to be whizzing in and out of their lives, you know? And I don't want to sit here and just kind of slate him, because that's my dad at the end of the day, you know? But, like, I think the reason I am the way I am and I show love and I treat people the way I do, which is, I hope is in a nice manner.
No, you're quite humble, genuine geezer.
Is because, like, I know what it's like to go without that one parent. One, and two, like, him not being around is kind of, like, from a young age, I just said, you know, fuck it, I'm on my own.
You just had to deal with it.
It's just me, my mum, my nan, and that's it. Like, I've got to look after those two are my priority. You know, as much as I'm theirs, priority, they're my priority also. And I kind of think that work ethic and the work ethic I've continued to have over the years to make something of myself is not just to prove a point to myself, but prove a point to him as well.
Yeah.
Because where have you been? You know?
Showing what
and
you
that's
can
just
do.
That's been my thing from when I was young, you know. I don't want to be that absent father or that talker that just tells his kids, yeah, I'll do this, I'll do that, and then never does it, you know. And it does, people think it doesn't affect you. It does have a knock-on effect on your adult life.
Yeah.
And it's affected me within my adult life, and it's probably part of the reason why I've dealt with certain situations badly in my life, you know. So, yeah. But primarily, you make your own decisions. But that is part of the reason that I'm the way I am, or have been the way I've been.
It makes you who you are today.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
So then, back to the question, the original question, which is, so like, when's the first time you got a taste of this life?
As I said, I've always when there was family parties when I was young, he was in the middle dancing, doing Michael Jackson moves.
Yeah.
Me, you know, I always wanted to be like center of attention as a kid, and that's probably stems from being an only child. You know, I left school with really bad GCSEs. I said, you know what? It's either do or die. What do I like doing? What do you like doing, Nathan? I was lost. I was a lost 16-year-old getting in trouble, just doing 16-year-old shit, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, what do you want to do? My mum's telling me either get a full-time job or you go college. And I ended up going to college, studying performing arts. Had a couple of part-time jobs here and there. Ended up working full-time for Scottish Power. I was a student for a little bit. I done a bit of door-to-door knocking. I sold solar panels in a company called My Planet. And then primarily at the age of like 23, 24, I said,
You can say that.
I want to do this. I want to do this.
Yeah.
Acting and hosting.
So you left your part-time jobs and
man,
fully straight on board with it.
Yeah, I just said, you know what? Let's just go for it.
You have to though.
You know, let me just go for it, man. And yeah, I guess I just went for it and just really started from the bottom. I got it fresh out of the mud, bro. Ran out to an extra, to online actor, to Netflix, to the #1 host in the UK.
So that brings me on to my next point, which is basically, you know how you said you left your job and you went straight full on board, full send for going into what you want to do. Obviously, with most businesses, they're not going to be successful overnight. So what I'm trying to ask you is, how did you find financial times after that? Like,
they were hard, man.
Yeah.
They were hard, bro, but I always knew I was going to end up in this place, which is better off than I was when I started. And we're still building. I'm still learning the financial side of things. And luckily, I've got a manager that's kind of just teaching me what to spend, what not to spend, how to put away things, and X, Y, Z. And, you know, it's just, it's nice to have friends that are already successful in their field of business.
Yeah.
And then come and help you with your business, you know, and just take care of things for you on the back end and make you oversee things. And when he's taking care of things on the back end, I can oversee it and pick certain skills up and learn, you know. And I just think handling your business is important. And I guess I wasn't handling my business correct till about a year ago, you know.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, man. Like, you don't think about like when you're an actor or you're a host, I don't know, like, depending on like what kind of environments you've been around or whatever it is, you tend not to think about these things until you're told to think about them. So I didn't come into this thinking, it's a business. I just want to act and host. That's all I wanted to do from early.
Okay.
You know, and I feel like there's way more opportunities for kids to learn about the business side of things now. Yeah. You know, because when I started, there wasn't no podcasts. There weren't no like business podcasts or business channels or people like the Urban Financial or the Urban, like, these managers sick. You know what I mean? There wasn't things like the Half Cast podcast to coming out and shout out Chucky. I done work experience with Chucky when I was 15, actually.
Yeah. I watch Chucky's podcast all the time. He's one of the reasons why I wanted to start this.
Yeah, he's sick, man. Chucky's solid, man.
His conversations.
I've done Chucky since like cornrows.
I swear.
Yeah, I done my work experience with Chucky when I was 15, when I was in school.
Man, that's sick. But like, I've said this in every single podcast. Yeah, you guys are probably sick of it right now. Yeah. But that goes back to the whole reason why I started this podcast, because when like, for example, when you were young, You didn't have podcasts or anything to like try and get inspiration from, or have a brief idea of where you want to go.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that these podcasts.
Yeah, man. You just got to learn how to play the game and just navigate. You know.
Yeah.
And when I say play the game, I mean your life.
Yeah.
You know, and the game, as we call it, the entertainment business. You just got to learn how to like just kind of play your position, play your role, and just move correct, man. And that's just it. And just stay true to yourself. Don't be trying to
please anyone else.
Yeah, man. Like I feel like that's probably one of my biggest fault. I'm a sucker for that, like trying to please everyone, and you want everyone to like you at certain points, and it's just like you soon come to realize that not everyone likes you, and some people just keep you around because it benefits them. Yeah, and
or vice versa, where they're not around when you're trying to make it, and then when you do make it, they just come crawling back.
Yeah, man. It's just. I think that's just humans, and that's just life, and
that's how it goes.
That's just how it goes, bro. You know.
So back to my other question, Nathan.
Yeah.
How much of an effect do you think not having a male figure around affected you?
Go back. You know what? Like when I was like 13, 14, 15, 16, I felt like no one couldn't tell me nothing, and that's probably because like I didn't have a male figure in the house, so I was just out there up to stupidness. You know, just doing things that I shouldn't have been doing in my early Wolfram Cross days. You know.
Yeah.
And like. Yeah, man. Like, it's definitely started to affect me as I've got older. I've got a bit of a short temper. There's just certain things about my character that
resonate from
that situation.
Yeah.
And like last summer, I had a really bad like mental health dip. I don't want to call it depression because I think that word gets thrown around a lot.
Yeah, it does
too easily. You know? So I'm not going to call it depression, but I was in a dark place, and I had a lot of addressing to do, but to myself. I had to address myself and address the way I move and the way I deal with things and the way I deal with people and the way I deal with my family and my friends, and you know. And if it wasn't for my mum, my nan, and the few friends I do have and my beautiful missus, then I don't think that would have gone well, man. I think things would have gone left, and it just it just wasn't a good time.
So man. You're grateful that you had support around you.
Yeah, man. I had a lot of support, and again, like people are there by choice. People don't have to stick around.
Yeah,
you know, especially when you're in confrontation with them or you've done them wrong. You know, and I've done some things wrong in my life and things that I regret for a long time, you know, but you learn and you grow from them situations, and you move past those mistakes, and you never stop learning.
Yeah.
And I'm still a student to life and a student to the game, you know? Yeah. And I think that, I guess, like not having my dad has definitely made me more of a man. And just having a support with missus and mum and nan and uncle and aunts and the few cousins that I am close with.
Yeah,
and a few friends that I class as family. Nat, Tino, Dan, Jem, Chubbs, White Dan, Nero, you know.
Shout out everyone.
Shout out the whole family, you know. It's just like, if without these people, I stand on their shoulders, and only because of most of the people I've just mentioned, like Anthony Axton, George Foster, without these people, I don't know. No one's self-made. All this self-made talk that people come with, nonsense. You need your friends that are like your family, and you need you need people behind you, and without these people, I wouldn't be where I'm at, you know. So yeah.
All right. So, question for you, Nathan. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's been the biggest challenge for you in your life?
Probably like proving a point to myself and proving a point to my family and proving a point to, like, because I wasn't rated as a kid. Like, I weren't one of those popular kids in school or like XYZ. So like, just proving a point to a lot of people from my past that said I weren't gonna be shit, or just, that's probably been my biggest challenge. And it's just like, I don't necessarily
trying to prove them wrong necessarily.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like, and just trying to prove a point to my family that this shit's gonna work.
Yeah,
you know, which it is working slowly but surely. You know, that's probably like been my biggest challenge, and just like figuring out what I'm gonna be. You know, it's like that's probably been the hardest part. You know, because you come into this world, you're flipping, you're a kid till you're like 18, 21, and then it's all, the rest is up to you, man.
To be fair,
you decide what you do.
To be fair, not a lot of people know what they want to do anyway. Like, I'll be honest, I still don't know what I want to do in life. If you ask me,
and that's cool. That's fine.
There's
nothing wrong with that, man. Don't let society pressure you into thinking you have to be something you don't want to be. Your life is your life, and there is no rules to this life. Like,
do as you please.
Yeah, do as you please, man. But if you do bad, then there will be consequences.
Obviously.
You know what I mean?
So what was the first sort of acting role that you had?
Is that a question from the group?
Yeah.
No ID. 20.
What do you mean no ID? Oh, okay.
10. No ID. Yeah. I was about 17, turning 18.
Yeah.
And my guy Emil replied to my Star Now application, and I just come out of like doing extra work and stuff, and I said, yeah, let's do it. Let's link up. So we linked up in Walthamstow Central.
For all the young people trying to be actors and stuff like that, obviously they've come out of extra work. How do you make that transition going from extra work to having network? Like a main?
I can't stress it enough. You need to network. You cannot sit on your ass and think that like the world is gonna come to you, bro. It does not work like that.
So for you specifically,
like, don't sit there and wait for the phone to ring thinking, yeah, I'm sick. Bro, you can be as sick as you want. If you don't network, you're not going anywhere. I promise you. And if you don't get up off your ass and work hard for what you want in your life, you're not going anywhere. It's as simple as that. I promise you now.
That's getting clipped. That's getting clipped for Insta. Who can you remember was the first person you networked with that got you to be like a lead role?
Bro, I've never been a lead role. This is what people don't understand, bro.
Not like a lead role, but
I've never had a lead role in TV. I've never had a lead role in film. I am just a sick networker, and I've got a disgusting amount of confidence, and I feel like no one can't chat to me.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as that. And I've always been like that. Like, people think I've just got this new level of confidence because like all these things have started to happen for me, but they've only started happening because I've fucking worked my ass off.
Yeah, you have to, man.
It's as simple as that. Like you don't like. I think that's like, people must think that you just get to a level and then you start acting brand new. You got all this confidence, bro. I've been confident since the moment I can walk and talk, bro. I've been confident. Like, simple as that. Yeah. Like, it's just I don't really know how to explain it.
No, you gotta be, man. Yeah. So then, what about being a host? Where did that come from?
I just woke up one day and said, you know what? Like, acting's good and acting is sick. Yeah. But I want to do this hosting.
What would you prefer?
Do you know what? Shout out Kari, just tuned into my live, man. My brother.
He's live right now.
I just woke up one day and said, you know what? I want to be a host. It was a decision. Like, no one said, yeah, Nathan,
you should do it. Yeah.
Like, I woke up one day and said, you know, acting's sick and I'm always going to love it and have a passion for the art.
Yeah.
But there's other art as well. And this is art that hasn't been fully touched yet.
Yeah, because you're one of the UK, if not the UK's biggest host or best host, should I say?
Yeah.
Because you turn up events on a mad one.
Thank you, bro. There are also others who do their part.
Yeah.
We're talking about Brendan Carter. We're talking about Damn Shack. We're talking about Mr. I Am Next, you know. There are other hosts also that play their part and do what they do to make this thing of ours what it is, you know. Yeah. It's not just me.
No, that's sick.
Like, and I feel like we all think we're the best, and that's the way I want it to be.
Yeah, because you always have a massive contribution to it.
110%. Especially those three names I've just mentioned. Damn Shack, Mr. I Am Next, and Brendan Carter. They play their role and they do their fucking thing.
So what would you say you prefer then, acting or being a host?
Both.
Both, yeah? Both equally?
Bro. Both, man. Both.
Okay.
Both.
I thought you would have preferred being a host.
No, both.
Sick.
Simple as that, bro.
You can't go wrong. So then what about like, so these mad events that you've done, like for example, I'm Just Bait, Post Malone. Yeah. How did that all come about?
You know what, Post Malone was very like
for example, Post Malone, obviously he's mad.
Post Malone was super unexpected, man. It was his first show in London. It's crazy because me and Mr. I Am Next, Seshi, we actually snuck into the venue before the doors were open, before security got there. We managed to pattern some backstage tickets, and I really got a shout out like Bobby Greenleaf, who's Post Malone's tour manager.
Yeah.
Shout out Morgan Keys, he manages Western, and just shout out Seshi and Danny Seth and all those guys, because like without certain conversations that night, within half an hour, I wouldn't have ended up on stage, you know, and those are the guys that helped me make it happen and allowed me to shine.
That same night that you snuck in.
It wasn't planned. I was meant to go to another show in West London somewhere.
Yeah.
And I ended up in South on stage in front of 2,500 people in 2016 on December the 9th.
That is mad.
Yeah.
And would you say that was a big, like what's it called, breakthrough for you? Thinking that's what you
I wouldn't
really
say it
wanna
was a breakthrough, but it was definitely a moment. It was definitely a moment I'm never going to forget for the rest of my life.
Was that big crowd as well?
Huh?
Big crowd as well?
Yeah, 2000, I think. Brixton Electric.
Yeah, sick.
You know what I mean? So that was like 4 years ago, and like, you know, it was the same year I started hosting.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, I watched some footage back and I said, shit, like, you're actually really good at this, Nath. Continue to do what you do, you know, and it's just become bigger and bigger and bigger, and now we're here and there's no stopping, you know?
And what's that experience like making the crowd go mad?
Bro, it's sick, man. Like, but you need to realize that you're not there for yourself. You're there for them, the audience. They paid their hard work, earned money to come and have a good time and party with the headline act. Now you want to make sure that you're keeping them going, you're keeping them entertained. It's not about me, it's about them.
100%.
You know what I mean? They're there to have a good time, and you're getting paid to do so. So just do it correctly, or just don't do it at all. It's simple as that.
So then what about then when you had your sold out headline show?
Yeah.
And like you said a couple of times before, having a headline show for a host is basically unheard of.
Yeah.
So what's that feeling like? Because that's your own show now.
Yeah, shout out my former managers, Dex and Mills. Those are the guys that kind of pushed me to do it, because I said, like, how the fuck is this going to work? There's absolutely no way people are going to get this. There's a host doing what? Who's done that?
Yeah, that's mad.
No, I don't mean that as in like, right, like, bro, how is that? In my head, I kept questioning it. Like, how are we going to make this work?
Yeah.
You know, and so many people came through for me that night, man. We're talking about Mella Twins, S&E, Shauna Sade, Central C, D Block Europe. They had just released Trap House. They came out for me. UG, Don E, E-Mac came out, Diggy, Hustle. There was just so many people that just came out to vibe, and we ended up selling it out.
How many people were there? How many tickets were sold?
Like 350, but there was like another 100 people outside trying to get in.
Sick.
You know, so it was just an amazing experience, man. I played my headline show February the 13th, 2018, and bro, it was just incredible, man. It was.
Is that only one that you've done?
Yeah.
Are you gonna do it again?
Yeah, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it bigger and better, and I don't know when. But
you don't know when, yeah.
We're gonna definitely do it.
Hook man up with tickets, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
I got you, bro.
I got that on camera now.
Yeah, I got him.
No,
Raheem, you're gonna get tickets, bro. Trust me.
Love for that. But no, okay. So, like, you being a host now and all that stuff, yeah. Apart from the Post Malone and your own headline show, what's been like the best bits of that?
The best bits of my hosting?
Yeah.
I think just going from like small venues to the big venues, you know, you want to kind of elevate as you go on. And I think like in 2016, I was getting on trains to Peterborough and Birmingham and all these small places that I had never been before I started hosting.
Yeah.
I was traveling with my brother, George Foster. Great artist, by the way. Check him out. And we were just doing back-to-back shows, bro, like 2016, 2017. And it's just like seeing me go from like small 150 people venues to like thousands of people, you know? I've just had so many incredible moments, and it's allowed me to open up my network to more things and meet more people, and just I've met so many amazing people, man, and I'm like super grateful that I've been able to work to get to this point. Yeah. And continue to do so.
Keep pushing it.
Yeah, man. I'm just proper blessed, and just man. I'm excited for what's to come. Yeah,
that's sick. But you know how yesterday we were talking in the car.
Yeah,
and you were saying like your grades weren't the best and all that stuff, and you wouldn't know what to do if this is
like. Yeah, and I don't want to find out what would happen if this doesn't work, because I'm not qualified to find out, bro. Yeah. And this is a message for all the kids out there. Focus on your exams. Get yourself an education and get yourself some nice grades, and just at least you've got them there. Even if you don't do anything with them, you want them there, because I am not qualified to go and find out what would happen if I don't
But I guess at the same time, okay, I'm not advising anyone to not focus on.
Put it this way: ambition is the new flipping GCSE, innit? Put it that way.
But like, it gives you that strive to make sure.
Yeah, you have to work harder.
Yeah,
you have to. Like, even people with grades, they have to work hard. But if you have if you have really shit grades like I do, you have to work 10 times harder. You know, and that's part of the reason why I work the way I do, and I'm a bit manic and just, you know, you gotta work
But
hard.
I think even with people with the like sick grades, there's people out there who got A stars and all that stuff, but the work ethic ain't like that.
That's their choice.
Yeah.
I choose to work hard.
Yeah. I think everyone should work hard.
You know, and work smart at times, you know, and just, if you choose not to work hard, just don't complain about your life being shit.
Yeah.
Simple as,
isn't it? You got to make your life what it is, basically.
Yeah.
You can't
it's all up to you, bro.
Yeah.
It's up to you and the man upstairs. No one else, like, trust me, once you're 20, 21, your parents are not responsible for you anymore. You're responsible for your own success.
Okay, Nathan, so I was watching today your vlog of going to Sweden. Yeah. Lit vlog. Yeah, it was sick. You had proper nice visuals there, all of that stuff.
Shout out AVTV, my brother. Yeah.
So, how did you get to, sorry, not how did you get to Sweden? How did you go to Sweden and how was it?
Bro, Sweden was amazing, man. Super cold, but amazing. The black community there. Yeah, man, bro, it was sick, man. The black community there is incredible. They're super, super supportive. The way Sweden came around was me sending a DM to YIC Entertainment, which stands for Youngest in Charge. I ended up dealing with a promoter out there called Abs. And he was just like, yeah, man. I'd reached out before saying I want to work. And then he booked Notes. Shout out Notes and the whole Too Loud family, DJ Q and all of that. He booked Notes and I was like, bro, I want to do the show, man. He was like, bro, we have no budget. I was like, bro, forget that. Just handle what needs to be handled, which was my travel and accommodation. And I just want to come out there and just kind of open up this whole hosting thing out there. And we went out there and we made it happen, man, you know. And it's like, don't be afraid to reach out to people that you want to work with or that you think are sick. You know, in 2017, I reached out to a friend of mine who's like family now, Johnny Yukon, and I just reached out and said, bro, I've heard your song Snooze. I think it's wicked. Love what you're doing. Huge fan. And we just hit it off from there, man. And we literally just formed a friendship over FaceTime for like 6 to 7 months. He came to London. I organized his headline show with my manager Mills at the time. We done it. We smashed it. I hosted it. Nero DJ'd for him. And then in June 2018, you know, we ended up flying out to Toronto to host his show in Toronto, man. And Johnny's family now, man. I talked to his mom. I talked to his brother. I'm close with his family. And I know that when I go to LA, I've got a friend in Johnny and I got a family member there, you know. He came to my house and met my nan as well. And he's just such a good guy, man. And that was just based off pure energy of the fact that, bro, this song is sick, you know. So for those of you that are out there that are afraid to DM that person because you might come across as a beg, like me DMing people that I've DM'd has got me to certain places where I've wanted to be at, you know. And yeah, man, it's just sick to be able to show love and just reach out to people and just form great relationships and great friendships and be able to work with these people as well. It's incredible, you know. Yeah.
So following Sweden now, we've jumped into 2020, and you've got. I feel like I'm so fluent at this question now. So following Sweden now, we've jumped into 2020, and one of the first events you're doing, one of the first tours, is with LIL DURK.
Mad.
Now, how does that come about? Like, how did you actually get the opportunity to be hosting LIL DURK's tour? Because that's not a walking, not walking apart. That's mad.
In 2017, I connected with a guy called Mensa who runs his own promotion company called Mensa Entertainment. And he put on a show for Gecko and I ended up hosting it down in Birmingham. So we hit it off from there. We connected. We was meant to do some stuff at the back end of last year. Just like at the end of summer and it didn't go through. But we basically just kept in contact and I would always check in on him. He would always check in on me. Super, super cool guy from Manchester. And he basically just hit me and was like, yo, bro, like, look, anything that I do, any tours or headline shows that I want to put on, I want you to be my guy to host all the shows. I was like, yeah, bro, I'm game. I'm in, you know, because I can see you doing your thing. His track record of Axie's books is not a joke, you know? So I said straight away, I'm game, bro. So anything you need me for, just hit me. and just deal with me direct, and we'll sort it, you know. And Mints are super professional, you know. I've got like new manager now. Shout out Jem, my brother. And any time that I've kind of asked him, even though he's got a direct personal relationship with me, when it's business, Mints is very serious, you know. So he hit me for the Little Dirk tour. I said, cool. Here's my manager's number. Give my manager a shout and let's sort it. I said, bro, as soon as he said Little Dirk, I said, I'm in. I said, I'm in straight away.
You didn't even say it.
Bro, straight away I said, I'm in, man. Little Dirk I think he's wicked. I'm a huge fan of him and the whole OTF movement. Have been for some time, you know.
Let me ask you a question, yeah? Something that hasn't happened yet. Mm-hmm. It's going to be acting and hosting. Mm-hmm. If there's one event or one role that you'd want to have, what is it?
For acting, I'd love to be in one of the Fast and Furious movies or the next Top Boy.
Top Boy. Yeah.
As a lead.
Why Fast and Furious though?
Because I grew up on that. You know, I grew up on Fast and Furious, man. I think like Vin Diesel and The Rock, I think they're wicked, man. And I think that it's just such a great way to kind of enter, you know, or like, I don't know, like something like Power. In fact, no, not Power. I don't watch Power, and people are gonna kill me.
You don't watch Power?
I don't watch Power. Something like, I don't know, like something like that along those lines.
Along the lines, something like
hosting, probably like a crazy festival in like Wembley Arena or something, or like O2 Arena.
If there was one musician or something that you could host, who would be your dream to host?
Probably Drake.
Drake, yeah?
Yeah, he's sick. Yeah. He's the greatest artist of this generation.
You know what? He messes with the UK as well, so you could do that.
Yeah, Drake, man.
Yeah.
Definitely Drake. He's the greatest artist of this generation. To be fair, look, anyone that knows me and has known me before all this hosting stuff knows that I am a huge Drake fan, and I think he's wicked, man.
Yeah, no, Drake's always been sick.
Yeah, especially man. He's a brilliant artist, man.
Back in the day, man, he was mad.
What do you mean back in the day? He's sick now.
He's still sick. He's still sick.
It's timeless.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I listen to like the comeback seasons and the room for improvements.
Thank Me Later, stuff like that. Yeah.
And it still feels like it was made yesterday, you know? So yeah, man, he's great. Yeah,
that's
probably,
sick.
Drake, definitely, yeah.
Where would you want to see yourself in the next 5 years, let's say?
A working actor at a professional level. More professional than it is now. Definitely executive producing with different artists. Yeah. I'm working with different artists and still hosting, man. Yeah. You know, it's just a passion of mine, and you know, and it's
just growing everything.
Yeah, man, just growing and just kind of building everything under the NH Entertainment, all or nothing kind of enterprise, and yeah, man.
You know, sick. And a question following that: what would you want to be remembered for mostly?
Being a nice person, bro. And I will happily, like, I'll die happily knowing that I wasn't everyone's cup of tea, bro, because you can't please everyone. Yeah. And I think that's a lot of people's problem. As I said earlier, you cannot please everyone, and nobody owes you shit, but you owe it to yourself to make something happen for yourself. So I think I just want to be remembered as like a hardworking guy that was a nice person, and hopefully my legacy extends beyond entertainment. We're talking about orphanages, we're talking about healthcare homes, we're talking about
that's something you want to set up?
Yeah, man, just schools and just all these different things, and just putting back into the world, man. Yeah, it extends beyond entertainment, bro. Yeah, you know what I mean, because you got to put back into the world. It's as simple as that, man. Like, you want to kind of leave your stamp and leave your mark, and just make sure when you go that your family are proud and that your people are proud, you know. And I just think it's important for people to leave their mark on the world, man. You've got people like Notes creating water fountains for people in other countries, and Stormzy doing scholarships, and man, there's just so many. Yeah, Stefflon Don building schools in Jamaica or wherever. Yeah,
you've got Harry Pinero or Lethal Bizzle building houses out in Ghana.
Man, it's amazing, man. It's amazing, and whether it's for financial gain or to help other people, you're still creating a legacy for your family, man. And I feel like those examples that we both just said, they're perfect examples of people, especially young people, should be looking at these kind of people and being like, yeah, that's it, you know. And those are the kind of people that inspire me, man. Notes, Harry Pineros, the Stefflon Dons, and those kind of people, and what they're doing that's beyond music and comedy and stuff like that is amazing.
You know what I think's even better about it though? What? The fact that they don't even talk about it much. You just know it's genuine.
Yeah, man.
Because some people like to do this and just think, oh, yeah, this would be sick
for some people. It's a PR stunt.
Yeah,
but people
that's what I'm
will
saying.
see straight through that shit.
Yeah,
you know.
So them lot doing that is sick. In life, in your journey, in your story, what's the 3 biggest lessons that you've learned that other people can learn from as well?
Just because someone tells you can't do something, it doesn't mean you shouldn't go and do it. It just means that they're too afraid to chase their own thing, or chase their own dreams, or chase their own vision, and they can't do it. So they're putting their fears onto you and telling you that you can't do it. No. You can't do it. Don't tell me I can't do it, because I can do what the fuck I want. You know, I've got enough confidence in myself that I know I can proceed to chase my dreams and chase my visions.
Yeah. You said this on the phone to me the other day as well.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
So that's one. Don't go through life thinking that people owe you something, because nobody owes you anything. But you owe it to yourself to make something happen for yourself, your family, and your loved ones. Simple as that. And the last thing is you can't go through life trying to please everyone, man. You got to please yourself and do what's best for you. You know, as I said earlier, man, people will come round when it's beneficial. People will use you for your potential. And then when something better comes along, they're off. You know, a lot of people don't have loyalty. Stay loyal to yourself and stay loyal to the people that were around when you didn't have shit. And when it's quiet times and you see who checks for you, you make a note of that. You make a mental note of that, and you go back and you check for those people same way. You know, you look after those who look after you, and you have the back of those who have your back. And your life will just not be easier, but it'll be less stress. You know, it's a great time for me. I'm excited for what's to come. We got the tour of LIL DURK. We're going back to Sweden. We're going to Milan. We should be doing a lot of traveling this summer. So yeah, man, there's a lot on the table. There's a lot on the cards, and I'm just super excited for what's to come, man. Yeah.
I just want to say to people, if you like want to see what Nathan actually does, head over to his YouTube channel as well. Yeah. I was watching the vlogs and they're lit.
Yeah.
They're sick.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying to you, bro. You got to make sure on LIL DURK's tour, bro, crack them videos out.
Bro. Yeah. So there's a lot of content coming, man. So follow me on YouTube, Nathan Hector, Instagram, Nathan Hector. And yeah, man, we're out here, bro.
And just lastly, who's been your biggest influences?
And
why?
Probably my mum, my nan, my uncle Wayne, and my circle of friends that I have. You know, as I said, like the reason being is because they've just constantly pushed me. You know, whether it's telling me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear. That's a form of support. That's a form of love.
Yeah.
You know, and if you just have a bunch of yes people around you, you're never going to grow. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even like having the missus I do, she's wicked. You know what I mean? She tells me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear. And you need that in your life, bro. Even if you don't have a missus and you've got friends that are just not yes in you, then, you know, you got to keep them around, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think that, like, again, like Nero, Nat Powers, Tino, Black Dan, White Dan, my missus, my mum, my nan, Ann Axton, George Foster, Jem, Chubbs. These are the people that are going to be at my table, innit? You know what I mean? If I've missed anyone out, I'm so sorry, but those names in particular, my missus as well, those guys in particular, like, they're going to be at my table. You don't start switching your table when you get a bit of success or when you get a bit of a limelight. You start switching up on your friends, and there are going to be people from your past that feel like you've switched up, and some people, I'm sorry to say, you've just outgrown them. It's as simple as that, and you can't move in the same circles you used to, or you can't move with people that you used to move with because they're still on the same shit. You've leveled up in your life, and you're on this new level where you don't want to be over here doing the same shit you was doing 10 years ago. You want to be over here with these people, keeping it moving and getting to where they want to be in life, and they're helping you and you're helping them, and it's like a level playing field, you know? if you're just with people that are constantly doing this, then you're gonna be constantly doing that too. Whereas if you remove yourself from certain situations and put yourself in another situation with maybe another group of friends that you have outside of that main circle, then you never know what can happen, man. And I just feel like people need to be more worried about themselves and what they're doing instead of worrying about what everyone else is doing and what other people would think. Because in the end, no one gives a shit. Just do what you want to do and do what you have to do to get where you need to get to, and just keep it moving, man.
Everything you just said that way resonated with me. And you know why? Because we spoke about this over the phone as well. Bro, sick, man, sick. Yeah, man. Like, there's a lot of people that there's no ill feelings, there's no malice behind it, there's no bad intentions, but I can't roll with you anymore, man. You know what I mean? And again, it doesn't need to be an argument. It's just part of growing up, man. People go their own way, they do their own thing, they start chilling out with people that are good for their soul. And the people I've got around me right now, they're fucking good for my soul, man. And I love each and every one of them to fucking bits, bro. So in this game that you're in, Nathan, have you had any negative encounters where people have said stuff or they try to make you react in a certain type of way? Anything like that?
Yeah.
What's that?
They have. I've heard I'm a beg friend. I've heard I'm too pally. I've heard this. I've heard that. But at the end of the day, bro, it's coming from people that don't know shit about me. They've never been around me. They've never hanged around me, and they've never chilled with me, you know. And like, I feel like a lot of people, or some people, might have had a perception of me, and then they maybe spent a couple of hours with me just one-on-one or just in a small confined space, and then they actually realize I'm actually cool, man. I show love and I help people up, you know. And I've been doing that from the time, for as long as I can remember. I've been showing love. You know what I mean? And maybe to some people, it's too much love. But if we look at the way the world is and how fucking negative it is, like, bro, there's nothing wrong with showing love and saying, bro, I think you're sick, or I think that one's sick, or bigging a man up for that sick tune he made, or bigging that one up because they got a lead role in this or that. You know what I mean? So I've just always been like that, man. And I don't do that stuff to get that appreciation back. Sometimes, yes, I can, and everyone can feel underappreciated, you know, but like, showing love and just being genuine doesn't mean you're begging friends. You know what I'm saying? Because I've got friends in real life. Like, I've got actual people that I came up with from nursery to from primary school to second, like people that I came up with in my real life. Nothing to do with the business I'm in, you know? And I feel like some people just have this perception of me that, like, I just want to be around people that are popping. Like, bro, I've worked just as hard to be in the same rooms as these people, you know. And if networking and like relationship building makes me a beggar, whatever you want to call it, then so be it, innit? You know what I mean? People are going to have their opinions, but none of it's factual. Simple as, you know. And I don't feed into nonsense.
But you're going to get haters in that, regardless of anyone's going to get
haters, man. I'm like, I don't think people hate me. I just feel like there's some people that just don't like me. Some people think I'm arrogant. Some people think I'm rude. Some people think I'm a beg friend, but I just don't care, bro. If I'm being completely honest, I care about what the decision makers in the game think of me. And there's not that many, to be fair. So it is what it is, man. You know. So
no, I rate that, bro. That's a good mindset to have, man. That's
man. Like, everyone's gonna have an opinion, but what's the fact? You can have your opinion, but is that a fact, or are you just going off what someone else said about me? Like, if I hear something bad about someone, like, I'm not going to make my mind up about that person. Do you know what I mean? And it's always from people that are hardly around you or hardly see you, that just hear through the grapevine what that person's like. But it's like, you don't know me from nowhere. No one, none of you don't know me from anywhere. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man.
That's how it is.
It literally is what it fucking is, man.
As I was saying to him just now, he's got a sick northern accent.
I try.
Wait, was that the northern accent? When you said I try?
No, I try. It's the posh one. The BBC one.
I was gonna say, on your bio on your Instagram, you know how you got like a couple companies there? Are they yours or?
Nah, they're just companies I work with, man. So HCT is a friend of mine's concierge company. So I'm just slowly building up my clientele.
By concierge, what do you mean?
So it's a lifestyle concierge.
Okay.
So we have partnerships with different 5-star hotels around the world. We deal with luxury travel, so like S-classes and Rolls Royces and all that stuff. We can get discounts on any class of flight including jets. We deal with like fashion houses and jewelry. We deal with restaurants, high-end clubs around the world, sports and entertainment and events. So if you want to go to like a football match or you want to go to a concert, we can also source things for that, you know. So that's just something I've got into recently, and I'm just learning the ropes and just, you know, shout out my brother Hayes, man. He's straight out of the mud, Wolfen Forest, and just smashed it and done his thing. And now
you got to support the people around you.
Yeah, man. And now he's giving me an opportunity to do the same and just put my hand in something that I've never been involved in. Yeah. But what I've got is a great network and great relationships with a lot of people that are important in the game, and even behind the scenes, and just a lot of important people in other businesses that I know. So it's just like, yeah, man, I'm gonna kind of bring them into this as well, man. And,
so you got to bring the mandem in, basically.
And Art Minute is just something that I do.
Yeah.
On the side as well, you know. So yeah, man, it's nice. It's nice to be involved in different things and just merge the world I'm involved with these different things.
How do you think, like, for example, that's like your mate's sort of business, yeah? Mm-hmm. So how do you think you being like having a big social media following and stuff like that, how do you think that could but impact in a good way the business, basically?
I think that, like, when you have, I mean, I know people with like millions of followers and hundreds of thousands and over 50K and all that. I'm nowhere near. I'm like, I've got like 24,000, you know.
That's still a lot.
Which is a lot to some people. Yeah. But I just crack on, man, you know. But I think people don't take you seriously because you've got a lot of followers. Sorry. People aren't going to take you seriously just because you've got a lot of followers. It looks sick and people might treat you differently, but primarily people will take you seriously via the way you handle your business and the value you bring. Simple as. Yeah, 100%. Just because you've got 100K followers, it don't mean you're serious in your business. Yeah. You know, I know people with no social media that own houses and own multiple properties. You know what I mean? So it's like, I just kind of bear that in mind, like when I'm dealing with people in terms of business and I'm bringing someone from this world into this world, like I'm being serious. Like, this is a serious thing. I want you to take me seriously, and don't just take me seriously because I've got 24,000 followers. And that's
for me, like, I'm not even that much of a numbers person. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for the fact that I've got, I think it's 320 as I'm speaking right now, followers on Instagram. Yeah. I think like 65 subscribers. Yeah. But at the end of the day, and if I can relate this to people, like you were just saying, 100K followers and stuff like that, I'll look at some people, and people with like 10 followers, they can provide much more value and influence and help you in your life compared to people with like 100K. Yeah, man. And that's what people see nowadays. They just see like number. The bigger the number, the better they are as a person. Yeah. That's a mad mistake people are making.
I know people with like way more followers than me that are just like, they just think they're above everyone and everyone else is a peasant. But it's like, it's not that.
No, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, for me, for example, even though, like I just said, I've got like 65 subscribers on YouTube, but and obviously there's a lot of people who are much bigger than me, millions, stuff like that, but if I can provide value to at least one person and inspire them to create their business or do something in life, like coming from a different pathway and going straight to doing what they want to do, then I've achieved what I'd say my job is. Like, what I'm trying to do this thing for.
Yeah, even if it's just one person you're inspiring, you're still inspiring someone.
Even if I had one follower and that one follower done it, that being 100%, I'll be happy. I'll be over the moon. I'll be gassed.
Yeah, man, for sure.
But speaking of followers and stuff like that, obviously there's trolls and stuff. So how do you deal with the trolls?
I've only had like a couple of trolls, man. Like, same shit as before, man. He's a beg friend or he's a groupie or something. But it's like, everyone that you've seen me in a picture with, whether it be Krypton Conan or flipping Post Malone or fucking, I don't know, like, I'm just bait, or just someone that's like in the scene and just works hard and has established themselves. Yeah. It's like, I've worked with all these people. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like I'm just there for no reason and I'm just like, yeah, man, let's take a selfie. Like, no, bro, like, I'm a man of memories, man. Yeah. I like to record everything. I like to take pictures. Do you know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. It's just recording the moments in your life.
Like, I'm a fucking huge Krypton Conan fan. Yeah. I'm a huge Post Malone fan from when he dropped his first album, which was why hosting that show was fucking insane. Yeah. I've been a supporter of I'm Just Bait before he flipping had 100K followers. You know what I mean? So it's just like, when I'm seeing people that I'm a fan of elevate, and then I get the chance to, by the grace of God, work with them. You know, I've worked with Krypton Conan once. You know, I've done the Intent movie with them, and they've just kind of always just embraced me and showed me love from the earlier days. You know, and the energy's always been there. You know, it's not like they don't show man love or whatever. It's like when I see man in person, it's love. They've invited me out to their concerts. They've invited me out to their album launches, XYZ. Bro, super cool guys, you know. So it's just like I've been around these guys and people. I'm just cool with them, you know.
The way I see it as well is that if you're taking a picture with if you're a massive fan,
I can do what the fuck I want. If I want to take a picture of Krypton Conan, how the fuck does that make me a groupie?
Exactly, especially if you're a massive fan of them. Yeah, you're gonna take a picture. Like
people,
who wouldn't?
People just, do you know what? People just, it's all perception, innit?
Yeah.
People can have their perceptions, but I'm very sure of myself. Yeah. You know, I'm very aware of how I move, and maybe sometimes I might show a bit too much love or whatever, but I'd rather show love than be a hater.
Yeah. 100%.
Simple, you know, and that's just the way I am, man. That's the way I was raised, and that's the way I'll continue to move. And people can have their opinions and whatever, and just your opinions are relevant because you don't know me and I don't care for you. So how can you expect me to have? How can you expect me to care about your opinion when I don't care about you and I don't know you and you barely know me? Yeah. You know, again, people have their perceptions and that's cool, but I know myself, so it's fine.
That's sick. Anything else you want to go over?
I think that people should go for what they want, go for what they have a passion for, and don't let anyone tell you no or tell you can't, because at the end of the day, man, you can't. That's why you're telling me I can't when I know I can. Yeah. You know? And people just push their own fears and insecurities onto you, and that's just the way it is, man. People will be people, and just block out all negative energy and just keep it moving, man. The world is your stage. You are only here for a short period of time, and then that's it. You're not a cat. There's no 9 lives. You've got 1 life. Go and live it. Simple as that. Yeah. Simple as, man.
I've got a question for you myself, actually.
Yeah, man.
So, how do I word this? So, if someone trying to do something, and they're not necessarily telling people that they're doing it, just because they think they're not going to support them or they're going to make a mockery out of it. What's your opinion on that? What would you say to someone who's trying?
Bro, shout it from the rooftops, man. Let people know what you're doing. Let everyone know what you're doing. And if people choose not to support it, that's cool, because it's not their job to support it. It's your job to go out there and prove a point that it's going to work. Yeah. And when it starts working, people just jump on board. It's simple as. It's taken me ages to convince my mum and to take me serious. Yeah. You know? And just people around me, man. And that's just the way it is. As I said, nobody owes you anything. So you've got to go out there, shout it from the rooftops, and don't be disheartened if people choose not to support you. It's as simple as that. Like, I'm a sucker. I've been disheartened because people haven't supported me, but people go with what's popping, and people go with what they want to support. It's as simple as that, man. And as I said earlier as well, you can be the sickest actor, the sickest host, the sickest car rental guy, the sickest podcast, the sickest anything you want to be. But if you don't go out there and shout it from the fucking rooftops and tell people, bro, I'm sick, I've got this confidence, I'm like, you know what I mean? If you don't believe disgustingly in yourself, no one's going to believe you. And to some people, it's going to be perceived, oh, well, he's arrogant, or he's this or he's that. But it's like, you have such a disgusting amount of self-confidence that people think you're arrogant. And it's just like, no, man, I just believe in myself so much, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that, man. I think, again,
I think that's sick advice.
Yeah, man. People, like, if you're just sitting on your ass, or like if you're a producer and you're just sitting in the studio in your house waiting for the world to come to you, and you're not going out there and going to get what's yours, how do you expect to, like, bro, like, you're talented, bro. You know what I mean? Producer, artist, actor, whoever it is, it can be anything. Yeah, no, you can't just sit around and wait for the world to come to you. You need to go out there and make a name for yourself, you know? And I just feel like a lot of people just want it too easy, man. People don't want to work hard. They want the easy ride. They want the free ride. They don't want to put in the groundwork. Yeah, you You need to put in the groundwork. You need to do a lot of shit for free. You need to make a lot of sacrifices. Like, and you need to put your fucking life into what you do. It's as simple as that, man. And if you're not willing to do that and make shitloads of sacrifices, spending time away from your family and your friends and just honing in on your craft, forget about it. Go and do something else.
Straight up.
Don't come over here though and tell me I can't do something because I'm doing what the fuck I set out to do.
Yeah. Or what you want to do. More importantly.
Yeah, man. Simple as that, you know. And then it's
just like you lot do as you please.
Yeah, man. Like anyone can be anything.
Yeah.
It's just about believing in yourself and just not listening to the naysayers, because like people can say what they want, but I'm in the field and you're on the bench. You know, and that's what it is with most people that tell you you can't do something. You're over there sitting on the bench, boo, boo, while I'm out on the field making it happen.
Yeah.
So, you know,
straight up,
it's always going to be something and someone, but you just keep it moving, man. You know.
Earlier on in the podcast, Nathan, you mentioned how, like your early life, you wasn't always trying to be the popular kid in school or anything like that.
Yeah.
So obviously you're in a mad place now. Yeah, and you've got so much more to go. But how did you build your confidence up over the years? Because a lot of people, like I'll be honest, myself, I've been shy for a very long time. And my confidence has only started to creep up, but I've got so much more to go. Yeah, man. How'd you build it up?
I think as I've got older, man, I've just realized that there's just so much out there. And obviously it just comes with age as well. Like as a kid at like family parties, I was always like, being an entertainer, like always wanted to dance and just have fun. But like in school and stuff, it was like I had like two different lives in school. I wasn't so popular and I wasn't that good looking kid that all the girls were going mad for, you know? So it was like I had confidence, but then I didn't have confidence, you know? So coming into this, I realized that there was a lot of competition and what can I do differently? Like how can I stand out? What can I turn myself into, you know? And every year and every turn I made, I just got more confident, you know? So when I started off as a runner, I was very like kind of energetic but shy at the same time, because you're learning as you go along. Like no one taught me how to be a runner. No one taught me how to be an extra. No one taught me how to be an actor, and no one taught me how to be a host. It's just like everything that I've achieved so far, which seems like a lot to some people, but kind of minuscule to me, is due to my confidence, like growing over time, you know, and to kind of go from being a runner to an extra to acting in short films and web series online to going to big movie sets and acting with like your Kreps and Conans and Femi Oyinirins and stuff. It's taken a lot of confidence to get to that place, and then to kind of dive in at the deep end and say, cool, acting's great, I love it, I have a passion for the art, but I also want to try this, and then going to try that, you don't know what's going to happen, man. You know, and me going into hosting was probably the biggest risk I've taken in my career, because you don't know what the fuck is going to happen, bro. None of this shit is guaranteed. Nothing's promised to you. So you just got to go for it. And I went for it. And luckily, man, it's worked itself out, and it continues to work itself out as I navigate through the game and I navigate through life. I kind of just learn more about myself as the months go on, and just more about the business I'm in, and it's good to talk to people like Trist and the Urban Financier and just get gems and gain from these kind of guys, man. And you know, it's nice to have older guys around that have had success from a young age and been in different rooms with different people where I might not have stepped yet. Yeah. But you can get advice and you can talk to those kind of people and kind of gauge where they're at, and then just take those gems and kind of start implementing it in your own way into your own life. Yeah. You know, and that's what I've kind of been doing for this last year. And I think the last year was probably my hardest in terms of where I'm at in my career and my life. 27 is a weird age. You're not too old, but you're not too young. You're somewhere in between, and you're just trying to figure shit out, you know. And it's tough, man. Mentally, it's tough, and it can take its toll on people, man. So, like, for anyone out there that feels that they can't talk to anyone, DM me or just go and talk to someone, you know. And never be embarrassed of feeling stuck, because every human on earth has felt stuck, You know, people that come from privileged backgrounds and well-off families sometimes feel stuck because they don't know what to do. And it's fine, man. Just talk to someone, figure it out. And once you've got it figured out, you continue figuring out your life.
Yeah.
You know, and I just think it's important to have people around you that you know you can turn to, and different friends for different things that you know you can turn to and have these kind of conversations with, you know. So yeah.
No, I think that's sick, because even like, for example, in the group chat that Tristan, and I said one of the problems that I got. Yeah. Bro, you DM'd me and you said, here's my number, call me whenever you want to talk.
Yeah,
talk
man.
about this and all that stuff.
Yeah,
like,
man.
I highly rate that, because I ain't ever had anyone do that before.
Yeah, man, bro.
Like,
I did not have that as a child. I didn't have like, exclude my family, I didn't have like an older brethren that I could talk to as a kid. You know what I mean? As a 21, 22-year-old kid, I didn't have that. So I had to figure shit out for myself and navigate my way through the game and my life, and kind of just get rid of the people that I thought were my friends and I thought had my best interest at heart, were just either using me at the time or just around just to be around, and you're not really on anything. You don't really want to do anything. You just want to chill and smoke and do whatever you want to do. But I want to make something of my life, you know? So if you want to make something of your life and you've got like negative energy around you, or like people that aren't good for your soul around you, you need to get rid of them and elevate your life and start surrounding yourself with people that have the same ambition as you and the same goals. Because if you're looking around you and you're looking around your friendship group and you're not fucking inspired, you haven't got a circle, you've got a cage.
That's mad.
You know?
But what about like people who think it's too hard to make friends and all that stuff? And let's just say your current friends are all like, not bad energy, but they're not trying to be on the same wave that you're on right now.
Bro, how did you come into this world?
What do you mean?
How did you come into this world?
Through
when you was born, who was you with?
My mum.
No. Who was you with?
On my own.
There you go. You'll be fine.
Man said my mum. I was both. Yeah.
You was on your own. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Simple as that. You'll be fine, bro. Like, I think, like, I used to think, yeah, man, I need loads of friends and I need to be like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, you don't need loads of friends. You need a select few, because less is more. You'll be cool.
Yeah, that's true.
And you need to pick the right friends.
Yeah.
But you're at an age now where, like, you might have a whole set of new friends by the time you're my age.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Yeah, no, that is true. It's never too late to do anything, man.
Never
Making
too
friends,
late,
whatever.
Never too late. Never too late. And any neggy energy around you, bro, just get rid of them.
That's straight up.
As, bro. You know, I think people like are afraid to let go of someone or like get rid of this person because they might benefit me. Like, bro, if it's not right, then it's not right. If it's not organic, it's not organic. If it's not natural, then it's not natural.
Yeah.
You're not for me. No hard feelings. Stay over there. I want to see you eat, just not on my table.
Straight up. You couldn't have said it any better than that. Hope you guys can all take away something from what you're saying right now. In fact, the whole podcast.
Those I've fallen out with or don't talk to you no more, I want to see you do fucking well. Yeah. I want to see you eat and break bread with your people, just not with me. Because you're not good for me. And that's it. You know, and they might think the same thing. You know, it's no hard feelings, but it just is what it is, man. And I wish everyone well, man.
Yeah, it's not exactly like you wish anything bad upon them.
Nah, man. Nah, I'm not. I don't have no malice or ill intentions for anyone. Yeah. You know, there's people that I'm not fond of, and I still wish them well because that's just the way I was raised. You know, I can guarantee there's people out there that really don't like me, but I wish myself well. So is what it is.
That's sick.
You know, you can't please everyone, as I've said, and I'll continue to say, please yourself, because you are your first priority. Unless you have kids, they're your priority. But yeah.
So throughout your years and your whole story, how do you think your missus has supported you and helped you along the way?
So I've been with my missus since the end of 2018, bro. And bro, without her and her input and her opinions and her telling me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear, bro, I would have fumbled the bag so many times or just reacted how I didn't need to react, or, you know? Yeah. It's having a strong woman by your side is fucking important, bro. You know, and she's just like, she's amazing, bro. She's like my superwoman, bro. Yeah, she's my superwoman, bro. And like, she's like I feel like she's the other half of me that I've been missing my whole life. Like I feel like everything I've been through in my life, my career, everything has led me to her. You know? And she's just wicked, man. She's wicked. She's sick, bro. Can't lie. We're so different, but we're so the same. You know, and it's just great to kind of just be with someone that supports you. You support them, and you just build each other up. Like, cool, bro. I've made a couple of mistakes, but I'm human, bro. You know.
Does she help you with the choices that you make, like the decisions and stuff?
Yeah, 110%, 1000%. Like, she's a huge influence on like now when I go and react to something or I make a life choice or career choice, I always ask her first, what do you think I should do?
Yeah.
I either ask her or I ask Nero or I ask someone that's close to me, but especially her, because I spend 95% of my time with my missus, you know, so her opinion matters as much as anyone else does, you know, because I'm with that's my whole life. She's my everything, you know, so I think like if you've got a missus and you've got a good woman and you're in this fucking business, bruv, trust me, bro, don't fumble the bag, bruv. You just want to hold it down, just be cool, forget the hype and what everyone else is doing and all that hype stuff, and you just focus on the one woman you have, man. And luckily, bruv, needle in a fucking haystack, this one, mate.
So when's the wedding?
Yeah, man. It's just when it happens, innit? Organic things.
Yeah, no, that's sick. I read that, bro.
Yeah, man. Organic things, man. But yeah, she's definitely like the one I wanna, you know, just do things properly with, man.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
That's it. Thank you guys for joining me on this episode of CEOCAST with Nathan. Yeah. Nathan, you want to leave your socials again here?
Yeah, man. Bro, thank you so much for having me, by the way.
Yeah. This isn't going to be the last time we've got Nathan on here. Cause
December the 21st, 2020, we'll be back here.
Yeah, 100%.
Again, thanks so much for having me. Appreciate it. It's my first interview of 2020.
Glad it could be on CEOCAST.
Yeah, man. Shout out CEOCAST. Shout out everyone that's came before me and everyone that will be on here after me. My Instagram is Nathan Hector, NathanHector. That's it. Wait, yeah, that's it. Yeah. I don't have Snapchat. I don't have Twitter, and yeah, just get me on Instagram.
Sick. If you guys want to see more CEOCAST, don't forget to subscribe. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, make sure you follow us, subscribe. Make sure you can listen to that everywhere you can go, train, bus.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel, yeah.
And Hector's YouTube channel as well. And also follow us on Instagram. We post daily, you know, get some inspirational things. It's good to have nice live talks with people like Nathan here. Bro. So yeah, make sure you guys subscribe, like, and comment your feedback as well. It's nice to have these last conversations. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one.
You're done now. Bro, it's been a pleasure.
Are you happy with that, yeah?
Yeah. Listen, yeah. Chase your dreams, yeah. CEOCAST podcast. You're going to hear this shit in about 10 years and you're going to be inspired. Yeah. This time next year, I'll be on Top Boy on Netflix. God willing. I'll be in some type of lead role or a guest lead role on Netflix. And I probably would have been in the O2 Arena by this time next year. So look out for it. NH Entertainment, all or nothing. Bitch, you already know.